Often our shame levels keep us locked in addiction. The way I like to explain it is that shame and guilt are different. There's a subtle difference, but there's a very important difference there. And that is, shame is an emotion. It's something we feel in response to something we've done that doesn't line up with our personal belief system or our moral code. So it's an instantaneous feeling or response to that. Or it may be a feeling in response to not living up to the moral code or the personal belief system of others. So others can impose that upon us and we accept it, and so we feel shame. Or it can be something we're imposing upon ourselves and feeling shame because of that. And sometimes shame is a helpful emotion, but it's only helpful if you do not stay in it. In other words, if you've done something as an addict that is against your personal moral code, you need to see shame merely as an indicator that something needs to change. Then you need to move from your shame directly into accepting responsibility. And that's what guilt is. Guilt is about saying, I am responsible. I am guilty for doing this thing. I acknowledge that I did it. I chose to do this. I chose to go down this path. But staying in that place, even a place of where you're focused on your personal responsibility, is not helpful unless you're actually taking concentrated, measured action to get to a different place. In other words, you need to decide, what am I going to do now that I have done this thing? How am I going to make amends? How am I going to make restitution to the best of my ability? And how am I going to move forward, most importantly, out of my addiction? Moving forward is the thing that shows a change of heart the most. You can say you're sorry all day long, you can wallow in your shame, and that's just going to bring you right back to your addictive cycle, because you're going to want to numb and cope and escape the shame and the pain of that. So it's just going to lead you right back to addiction. But when you actually move quickly from shame to accepting responsibility, and then have an actual action plan for getting out of addiction, actually be involved in treatment and showing up in your own life, then that shows a real heart for change, a real desire and motivation to move forward. So I encourage you, if you're at that place where you're ready to get out of the shame cycle and the addiction cycle, where you're ready to not only just say, I'm responsible for my behavior, but what can I do about it? Then call us. Contact Coach Craig, contact Coach Adrian, contact Coach Sandy or George or myself, and talk to us about what we offer, because all of us have been there and we've all been a part of the addictive cycle or impacted by addiction in some way, and we want to help you move forward. And we don't want to see you stuck in the shame and the guilt and the fear in the addictive cycle. There are better things for you. Believe that and reach out and get the help you need.